So I have opened my Jupyter notebook. Now let's try if and else statement and see how it exactly works. I'll rename my notebook as if and else statement. Okay, so let's start with let's declare a variable x is equal to 10. Now the first condition, let's go with if only. So I say if, and I'll say my condition as x greater than 5. If x is greater than 5, then I will be printing x is greater than 5, right? So you'll get an output in the console as x is greater than 5. This is correct because x is greater than 5 is my condition which is fulfilling because 10 is greater than 5, right? So that is why my answer is coming correctly. Let's try another situation. If I'll say if x is greater than 15, print x is greater than 15. Now what I'll do, I'll just press shift plus enter and see the result. Now can you see we didn't get any result in this case? Why didn't we get any result? Because we know that x is equal to 10. Now x is not equal to 10, x is greater than 15. Now we know that x is not greater than 15. So this statement is false. If the statement is false, then the loop will not print the statement, will not reach to this point, and it will not print the statement that we have provided. Now what are we going to do in this case? So what we'll say, we'll use else statement. So I'll say x greater than 15, print x is greater than 15, and I'll say else. If x is not greater than 15, then what will you print? Print x is lesser than 15, right? Let's print it. So can you see, I'll just give some space over here, and if you can see x is lesser than 15, right? Now instead of this, if I'll go and change the x value to x is equal to 20, if I'll change the value to x is equal to 20, now if I'll try the same statement, you'll get x is greater than 15. This is correct, right? Now if I'll go and change this 20 to 15, let's try this one, and if I'll run the same statement, if else statement once again, you'll get x is lesser than 15, because if you look at the first condition, x is greater than 15, which is false because my x is 15. So it will go to else and it will print the next statement, which is x lesser than 15. Now if in case we also want to print 15 as well, so there are two ways. I can go and change this statement and I'll say x is greater than equal to 15. Now if I'll go and run this statement, you will get the correct answer. Now come to the another point. Let's say what I want if x is smaller than 5, I'll print x is lesser than 5, right? Now the second condition is elif. I'll use elif in this case because what I want to give another condition, because what I want to do, I want to print all the numbers which are coming between 5 to 10. X is greater than 5 and x is smaller than 10. If I'll use this statement and if I'll say print x is between 5 and 10, what I'll do over here, I'll say less than equal to, and I'll say as lesser than equal to 5. Okay. Now I'll just give some space over here, and the last one is else print x is greater than equal to 10. Right? Now let's try. Okay, so we need to give double quotes. Okay, so x is equal to 15, x is greater than equal to 10. If I'll say x is equal to 5, what will I get over here? X is lesser than equal to 5. If I'll say x is equal to 9, and if I'll try if else statement, x is between 5 and 10. So you can try all the possible steps. I'll say 9.95. Let's try. And you'll get x is between 5 and 10. Fine. If you want to try, you can just try 10.00 and x is greater than equal to 10. Right? Fine. Good. So you must be thinking about, I have used a and d in this case, right? And while in my previous session I had shown you AND operator instead of a and d. So in Python you can use a and d as well. In if and else statement you can use a and d, or if you want you can use AND operator as well. So let's try another one wherein I'll be using OR operator. I'll say x smaller than equal to 5. I'll say print x is lesser than equal to 5. The second one I'll try elif x is greater than 5, and instead of and I'll say and x is smaller than 15. Print x is between 5 and 15. The last one else print x is greater than equal to 15. Right? Again, I made the same mistake. I need to provide, if it is a string, I need to provide it in quotes. X is between 5 and 15. I'll try 15 over here. Always when you are writing a code, just try and test it if each and every operation is working fine or not. Then only your code will be good and will be better. Right? This is over. Now let's try another one with OR operator. What I'll do in this case is, if the number is divided by 2, it is even. Okay. If number is divided by 2, it is even. If number is divided by 2 or 5, I'll say or 7, it can be divided. Right? If number is not divided by 2 or 5 or 7, we'll say it cannot be divided. Right? So let's create this one. Let's comment this out. Let's comment this out. Control/, and let's move on. Okay, so I'll say if x percentage 2 is equal to 0. This is the first condition. What I'll get is print x is divided, x is even, right? Elif x percentage, instead of 2 I'll remove this 2 and I'll say 5 or 7, because we have already involved 2 in the first condition. So I'll say if x percent is 5 is equal to 0, or if x percentage 7 is equal to 0, we'll say print x can be divided, right? Else we'll say print x cannot be divided, right? I'll provide double quotes and let's see. Okay, so what I'll do in this case, I'll say x is equal to, let's try with 4, and what you'll get, x is even. Now I'll try it with 15. What you'll get, x can be divided, right? Because 15 cannot be divided by 2, so it will not go to the first condition, it will go to the second condition and then print it. Then I'll say x is equal to 21 and it will say x can be divided. Now I'll say 22 once again, right? I'll try this one, x is even. Now the last condition, I'll say 29 and it will say x cannot be divided, right? This is interesting. Now let's try with another one, 33, and it will say x cannot be divided. If I'll go and do x is equal to 35, it will be divided, right? So this is a good learning. Try if and else statement. Now you should be pretty much aware, you should be having pretty much knowledge about why we are using Boolean values, how we are using Boolean values, what is their impact, how we are basically using relational operators, and how are we going to build our if and else statements. All these things you must have learned so far. I have also provided you an assignment, just try it out and see if you have any issue, if you have any problem, just let me know. See you till then. Goodbye.